Hello, single malt lovers. Luke here. Gonna do a whiskey review for you today. A couple videos back, I did a holiday gift buying guide, and I thought I would follow that up with a Highland Park review, since I mentioned it in the video, but I've never actually tasted Highland Park on video. So, Highland Park 12-year-old is what I have here today, and this ought to be interesting. So, Highland Park is whiskey that's made up way in the north of Scotland, on Orkney Island, and it is bottled at 43%. It's not colored, but it is chill filtered, and it's slightly peated and 100% sherry maturation. Although I think they're using a good bit of refill sherry casks because it's not a sherry bomb. So it's almost, well, I'll taste it and then I'll conclude with some what I think of it. Okay, so color-wise, natural color again. This is an amber +2, and on the nose. A little bit of peat. The peat is definitely there. It feels like it's being delivered to my nose better because I haven't added water to this yet. There's a nice creamy vanilla. I can get some nice dried fruits. Figs, perhaps. And a little bit of candy sugar, which I've mentioned in my Abelor Abna video. It's in there as well. It must be some kind of sherry thing where I get that a lot in sherry whiskeys. Okay, taste. Okay. Very interesting what's going on here. So it's kind of an arc, a story. So it starts out with sherry, and then you sort of taste a little bit of a corn syrup blended whiskey kind of thing, and then it comes back to the sherry, and then at that point you start to taste more smoke. The alcohol starts to kick in, and the smoke just builds and builds, and then you get a nice smoke burst. And then on a finish, kind of just a little bit of fading smoke here. And not a whole lot else right now. I'm going to add a little water. I think this deserves water, but I also think it deserves not water. It's interesting without water and interesting with water. And I recommend you taste it both ways because it behaves differently. So it's lightly peated. It's sherry, but I think it's sherried in a lot of refill casks. It's 100% sherry matured whiskey. So it seems kind of lightly sherried compared to the sherry bomb whiskeys, and it's lightly peated. So the peat comes through without water. The sherry comes through once you've added water. So let's have a sniff here with some water. Yeah, so less peat now. More of that sherry maturation coming through. Did I say slightly salty? Slightly salty. And I do get that corn syrup now. Slightly, just very slightly. And a little bit of shoe polish, fresh leather kind of thing. Interesting. Okay, taste. Yeah, so the story arc that it's got now, the flavor arc, if you will, is similar. Just that peat bump on the end is a little bit less of an explosion of peat. And you can taste the sherry underneath it all a little bit better. And finish, I like a lot, actually. For being a sherried whiskey, not a whole lot of the tannin red wine thing going on. Not terribly bitter. Nice fading smokiness, medium length. and just generally good, because they're not overdoing it with the sherry and bringing in all the bad stuff that you get in the finish with sherry whiskeys. Yeah, good. Okay, so my rating for Highland Park, 88 out of 100. I rated 88 out of 100. I think the taste, it could be better, but I would like to say that I highly recommend this whiskey. If you're starting out, especially if you haven't tasted Highland Park, try it. It's got a lot of depth, and it can be had neat or without water or with water, and it's just a very interesting whiskey. I'm getting a lot out of this bottle. So yeah, highly recommended. 88 out of 100, and I'll leave it at that. Till next time. Bye bye.